Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Today we are back with another BAND-MAID reaction, always a super fun time, and today is particularly exciting with this because we are checking out, I believe, our first, proper live performance from them. We did one of the, live acoustic things, but to my understanding, that's more like a live in studio kind of thing. Is it during a concert, which is what I am pretty sure this is, and I've checked out one or two live performances they've done in the past, just on my own time, and always put on a fantastic show, so this should be fantastic. So yeah, very excited to check it out, so without further ado, let's hop into it. Starting off with some synths, very cool. Great guitar, great drums. Actually gotta turn that up a tiny bit. Really, really nice riff right there. Okay, that's cool. That's they've done that kind of thing in a couple songs. I thought it was always nice to hear that technique pop up. Oh, fantastic, fantastic live vocals. Even more fun to that with the guitar. Really, really nice space in the background, as is to be expected, of course. Oh, I love that guitar right there. That is so nice. Oh, good backing vocals come from Miku there. Very nice. Right, electronics kicking in there. Ooh, very, very cool guitar right there. Imagine this is the chorus right here. Super fun. High energy, really be able to get into it. This is great. And again, the backing vocals, fantastic. Ooh, very cool drumming in the background there. That was awesome. I mean, always a good guitar solo from them, but maybe one of my favorites they've done right there. Fantastic pause in the music. I talked a little bit about that in my Jinx reaction from the other day. Such a... When that's effectively done, it is phenomenal. I imagine they probably have a slightly different end on the studio version, but great live ending to that. Oh, love when a band does that. That was cool. Yeah, fun song. Not what I was expecting. As far as the sound goes, going off of the lyrics at all. I expected something that was going to be a bit slower, a bit sadder, perhaps, but that actually kind of works. And yeah, I quite liked that. That was a new song for me, and I was very satisfied by what we got there. A lot of good stuff in that. I'll dive into all of that later on, of course. But first, it is lyrical analysis time. Now, there were a few different English translations I looked at for this. There were about 3 that I saw, and the one I liked the most was actually the one they have here in the captions. They're just reading off the transcript here. Sadly, I wasn't able to find this anywhere else organized into, the verse, chorus, bridge structure that the song has. The other translations did have that, so I can't speak on what section is what, because I'm not sure where they get broken up, but I just want to make it clear that the English translation I'm going off of is the one that they have on the video itself. I found the phrasing within that one to not necessarily be the best. I think that's pretty hard to say objectively, right? And to my understanding, I'm going off on a tangent now, but to my understanding, Japanese is one of those languages where when translating, there is sort of a certain level of your own, in a sense, personality and your own interpretation that comes forth, instead of some other languages may have a more literal translation that you go about. Yeah, I just found myself slightly preferring this variation of the English lyrics, so these are the lyrics I'm going off of. Anyways, the song starts off, and it's a pretty standard love song, right? Your first hello, the sound of a puzzle piece falling into place. I love that right there, alright? Yeah, they meet this person, and as soon as this person says hello to them, it's like things start to come together, they start to make sense. It's like, in a sense, their life is complete. Why am I almost out of storage space? Every time I try to film something, there's something that goes wrong. I'm gonna delete a couple old videos real quick to clear up some space. I will be back with y'all in a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the beginning bit, the puzzle piece, you fall into place, everything, there's a sense of completion that comes around, right? Meeting this person, their life starts to feel even right, in a sense, And then, I'm sure you don't recall, but that's fine with me. We get a little hint of what's to come, but at this point, it just sounds like, this person is very much in love, and the person they're in love with, not necessarily they're not in love with them, but perhaps they don't necessarily feel quite as strongly about it. We're not shifting into perhaps a negative yet, but it sets the stage for what's yet to come, and it's the first appearance of what's yet to come, right? And then, let's scroll too far. You gave me a shelter where your light scatters the shadows of my despair. I love that line right there, much like the start. It really stresses sort of the importance of the person that the narrator of the song is singing about. So very good line right there. Keep your innocent smile, you said. Couple of different interpretations you could have there, perhaps. And it's this person that they love telling them to, hang on to what makes them special. Perhaps it's the person telling them not to bother with them, that perhaps they will be damaging to them, in a sense. I suppose would be a good way to phrase that. Even if my love is not returned, don't care what number I am. Things start to get a bit interesting there. That the love that they feel may not be something that is being returned. But that's something they don't care. They don't care if it's not being returned. They don't care, what number they are to this person, how many people have written before them, perhaps. Things start to fall together. Like, all right, there's something more going on here. This is beyond just a simple love song, which is what it seemed at the start. Things start to get a bit Interesting. Ah, those are just lies. A few different things you could apply that to right there. I'm drawing blanks now. I had stuff and it's gone. It's been a long day, and I'm running a little low on thoughts and smarts and stuff. But then mustn't look, mustn't know. It'll only give me pain. Whatever's going on with this person they love, do they really want to know? Do they really care that much? But I long to know. Can't resist. Yes, they do. Even if it is just for a moment, eroding my defenses. You knew one word, and I couldn't resist anymore, then embraced me. Perhaps they knew better than to be with this person, but they knew what to say, they knew what to do, and they got together, and perhaps it was something that was good in a sense, but even just for a moment, and again, eroding my defenses, they had defenses put up there. This was something perhaps they knew was okay, then, something they knew was dangerous, if you will, but it went ahead with it anyways. Step outside and we seem just strangers. Starts to come together a bit more. We're outside in public. They're strangers. So what's going on here? And of course, I should say that I, of course, do know what is going on in this song. I'm walking y'all through sort of the narrative we see. I'll dive into the overall meaning towards the end. But going to shift ahead a tiny bit, because mostly it's just a lot of the same general idea, right? Like sweet candy melting away and skip down a tiny little bit, leaving just your sly look, your smell. You know, it's something that isn't necessarily going to last, but it will leave a lasting impact, if that makes any sense. But that's fine with me. Again, it's something that they don't care. They're perhaps happy with what they currently have. But then if I can find the line, I swear it's in here somewhere. I'm not seeing it in the lyrics here. There's a line I was going to point out that I am not finding. So I'm just going to, at this point, shift out of talking about specific lines and shift into talking about the overall meaning. If you haven't figured it out by now, this song is about again, the narrator of the song is in love with and in a relationship with someone who themselves is in a relationship and is cheating. And there was a specific line in one of the translations that, again, I'm not seeing here. Maybe I'm just blind. That's not out of the question here, but it was in one of the other ones. I'm not sure why I'm not finding it here. But essentially, what this line in these other translations was saying was that they had someone else they were going home to. They had a partner back home. It doesn't specify. One of the translations I looked at provided some further context, saying this was specifically about a cheating husband. I'm not seeing anything like that in any of the lyrics to support that claim. Perhaps something lost in translation, you know, but regardless, it is someone cheating on their partner with the narrator of the song. And the song ultimately covers the love that the narrator feels for this person and the fact that they can't truly be together, and sort of the emotional turmoil that comes from that, right? And, I don't know, I mean, it's certainly a topic that I don't like, right? I think with this kind of thing, you can almost run the risk of, in a sense, glorifying it, right? Like, I haven't looked at the lyrics too closely, but that recent song that got super big, what is it, Unholy, I think. If memory serves correctly, that kind of falls into that camp. Also, unironically, just a great song. I love that thing. That it goes far harder than it has any right to. I actually quite enjoy that song on a musical level. But this one, it doesn't feel like it's like, oh yeah, you know, cheating on someone is pretty good, because you see the pain that can come from that. Not necessarily on the person being cheated on, which I think certainly if this was a topic I would be approaching, that is something I would focus on, right? I think that's certainly an important aspect of this sort of topic to discuss, but I think this one does do a good job of showcasing that this isn't necessarily a good thing, even if it is something that perhaps in the moment can feel good. So I don't know, it's a rather mature way of looking at this topic, and yeah, I mean, certainly I don't know, I had a phrasing there, and a common occurrence. I lost it halfway through, but I think one of the things I really like about this song is it starts out feeling like just a normal love song, right? And we're just talking about the lyrics themselves right now. It starts out almost like just a normal love song, and you get just little hints of something creeping in, and it starts falling into place. And as you get through the song, you get lines like, this incurable wound I crave cuts deeper. And I'm probably going to make another Sleep Token comparison later on, but man, that feels very Sleep Token-y, and that's the kind of thing that I like about this, like, incurable wound. This is something that hurts, but also this incurable wound I crave. And then right after that, I'm falling for you again. So that, I don't know, again, I'm not sure exactly how to put this into words, but I think this is a more, in a sense, mature way of handling this topic, and I quite like it. I quite like it. I think it was very well done. And again, I'm falling for you again. It is such a good line, partially just because it, let's be honest, mainly just because it makes me think of Fall For Me by Sleep Token. I, as tends to be the case, have been on a major Sleep Token kick as of late, and so there's been a lot of comparisons I've been able to make in these past few videos, but yeah, no, on the purely lyrical level, this was good, and I'll talk a bit about how the music itself sort of fits into this overall meaning later on, but, no, yeah, I'm just making sounds now. I don't know what's happening. Good lyrics to this one is the point I'm trying to end with. But yeah, I'm out of things to say on the lyrics. Do not know where that one line I was going to point out went. So sorry I had to just kind of give a paraphrased version of that. But yeah, we are out of things to say on the lyrics, so let's hop into talking about the music, which was fantastic. I mean, this was a live performance. So you had, you know, a few sort of vocal inconsistencies and inaccuracies, if you will. I don't know what word specifically to use. You had just some mixing that perhaps could have been slightly better if this was a studio recording, but you don't come to live performance for the perfect audio and for the perfect quality. You come to it because you get that more human element, in a sense, and we got that here so much, which is a weird way to start this. I normally start with the individual elements, but no, as far as live performances go, I mean, seeing a band in person, even if it is a bit rough, it's gonna be great, pretty much, regardless of who you're seeing. But listening to, like, recordings of live performances can be a bit hit or miss, right? It has to be a really good live performance for me to want to, like, actually use up time to go back and listen to it. This is a really good live performance. But yeah, let's actually shift into doing the normal thing and talking about the individual elements, starting off with vocals. Fantastic. Psyche's vocals. I really hope I have her name right. I've been so bad at remembering names as of late. I had to go down to the comments to check, and I think I've got it right. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I do not want to be making this kind of mistake too much. But her vocals are phenomenal. I mean, she is probably my favorite vocalist in rock, at least hard rock. And yeah, her talents were showcased so perfectly here because, like, I mean, you listen to the studio recording, you're like, oh yeah, those are some good vocals, but there is, you know, this certain level of mixing and even auto-tune and such to get that perfect take. It's listening to live vocals that you can really get an understanding of how they are as a vocalist. Dang, she is a good vocalist, and yeah, got showcased that here. Such a good voice. A few moments where it was like these slight imperfections that came in that were just like, almost felt like the emotion coming forth a bit more, and oh, I loved that. And then the backing vocals provided by Miku were, I think I said her name weirdly. The backing vocals provided by me. Why can I not speak these days? The backing vocals provided by Miku were fantastic as well. Not the best I've heard from her, even as far as live performances go, but certainly very, very good. So yeah, vocals in this. I don't know if they necessarily had any moments where it was like, whoa, that is incredible. But the whole time, it was just a very, it was high quality with high consistency. So yeah, fantastic vocals in this. Guitar. Oh, that was nice. Especially the guitar solo, one of my favorites from them. But throughout, you had good riffs, you had good more... You know, I don't know if melodic would be the word to use this time, but you had the general sort of movements on top of the backing riffs and everything. You know, the rhythm versus the lead guitar. It was just all very nice. There are things I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting into the groove of that. It was just some really good stuff. And aside from the solo and the riff leading into the solo, there weren't necessarily any moments that again sort of blew me away or whatever. But again, very high quality, very high consistency. Bass. Certainly would have loved for it to be maybe a tiny bit more in the forefront in the music, and a bass solo would have been phenomenal. If there was a bass solo in here and I forgot about it, I'm going to be very angry. But no, the bass was fantastic. Misa is, yeah, probably my favorite bassist, at least as far as skill goes. As far as performance goes, no one is beating 3 from Sleep Token. He's just insane, and I love him. But no, as far as skill and sound goes, she is easily my favorite bassist. And again, her skill just showcased incredibly well in this performance. Like I said, would have loved for her to be slightly more in the forefront, slightly more apparent, but what we got was fantastic. And it was one of those things where I could hear it, but it wasn't necessarily the hearing it that was important, it was the feeling it, and I could feel this bass, and it felt amazing. So yeah, that was great. Drums. Honestly, probably the weakest part of this. Not because they were bad, right? I forget her name. God, I feel so bad about this. I forget her name, but the drummer is a fantastic drummer, one of my favorites, and this was certainly her normal level of skill, normal level of quality, but I feel like in this live performance, the other stuff just stood out to me more, right? So the drums were good drums, but they were really good drums, but they're going up against the vocals and the guitar and the bass and even the electronic elements, which really caught me off guard. And so, yeah, they just kind of fell to the back a little bit, or fell to the wayside, rather. And so, yeah, it was good drums for sure, but not quite as memorable. I think they were just as noticeable, but not quite as memorable as the other elements. And then finally, the electronics. Not a lot to say about them, but they're super fun. Great inclusion. And that slightly different element for BAND-MAID. I haven't heard too many electronics in their stuff. I think it was an excellent additional element to this song. I loved those. They're super fun, super fun. The way they blended with the guitar as well. Oh, that was nice. But yeah, overall, this was a fun song, which was not what I expected at all. Reading through these lyrics, this is a kind of dark story, right? Kind of a dark story. There's a sense of sadness and a sense of melancholy in it. It's very bittersweet. And so I expected something more in the line of, I don't know what song specifically, but I wasn't expecting this sound for sure. I expected something maybe a little slower, a little sadder. And getting this was very much caught me off guard, but I think it works, because on the very surface level, this is just a love song. Yeah, perhaps even sort of a cute love song, you know, with lines like, Your first hello, the sound of a puzzle piece falling into place, and you gave me a shelter where your light scatters the shadows of my despair. It's just talking about how much they love this person on a very surface level reading. And, I mean, especially me not knowing Japanese, if I had not bothered to, like, really look into the lyrics, I would have completely missed that. So I think this almost has sort of the effect of, the original version of Hey Ya, where it's this dark song about, like, a relationship falling apart, but it's super fun music, and I think that was sort of the same effect we got here. I can't speak on if that was intentional or not. This is very much sort of an expected sound for BAND-MAID, just with a few additional elements that were surprising, but I think the effect it had here, regardless of whether or not it was intentional, was very good, and, yeah, just overall, again, very fun song with a surprisingly large amount of emotion packed in as well, and, I think everything came together to where this is not my favorite song from them, but just from this live performance, I'd say it's pretty high up there. This was actually some really interesting stuff. But I am pretty much out of things to say on the music, so y'all know the drill. It is time to figure out what we will be checking out next time, and, there's a lot on the list. There's a lot of good stuff on the list. I'm very excited to see what we get, so let's give it a spin, see what it sends our way. And I'm not sure if I want to stick with something a bit more on the pop side or go super heavy. Oh, I'm excited about this. Accident 1 is another live performance. I think this one came first. Unless I am wildly mistaken in the release order of videos on their channel, this is a live performance of their song Grand Guignol, which, I'll be honest, I am not confident on that pronunciation, but no, they really need to, like, properly release that song on Spotify. I'd throw it into my mix. I'll already say that, having not even heard it. Accident, anyways, are a alt-idol group from South Korea. Really my favorite. They only fall just short of, like, my all-time favorite alt-idol group, just because Baby Metal is my all-time favorite, and there's no beating Baby Metal for me, right? But no, it is some phenomenal stuff. The few little clips I've seen of them performing live, it looks like they put on a great show. So yeah, a full, like, pro shot. Probably some slight mixing and mastering going on as well. Live performance from there, at least single song live performances. Very exciting. New music as well. Very excited to check this one out. I don't think I'm going to have lyrical analysis for this one, but it'll be fun regardless. I'm very happy to be checking that one out. So, yeah, probably Grand Guignol next time. Might be the vocal cover that she did of Kingslayer. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's the former. But yeah, that's next time. I'm very excited about that. I've been wanting to get to that since it released however long ago. So yeah, very happy about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm out of things to ramble on about. So that is it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your own thoughts of the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, link to the live performance so you can check it out, support the artist, link to my BAND-MAID videos playlist, my rock and metal reactions playlist, and my Japanese music reactions playlist, so you can check out some similar content from me, and then links to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has all my other stuff in it in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So once again, thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.